Today we're at Boulevard. Let's see what we see. Got a few cars out here today for sale. Let's go inside the gate and see what they got. Got an old Lincoln Town car. I don't know what's wrong with it. Saturn. Not too bad, I guess. Let's see what else is going on out here. So today we're looking for about, I want to say 5 cars. Something caught my attention a second ago. I think it was my old truck, not my truck, my old Lexus. I think this is it. Let's see what we got. Could be it. You know what? Yeah, it probably was. My interior was like super clean, and that's the first thing that left out of this one was the interior. So when I had it, it had about a little bit over 400,000 miles on it. So it's a possibility that this is one of my old Lexuses. All right, yep, I think it is it. All right, now let's look for this car that I'm out here to find. An old S-Class. All right, first stop, 95 S-Class. Let's see if it has what I need. Which it probably won't, because everything on it, I don't want to say it's obsolete, but you never know what translates over to some of the newer stuff that's out there. But sometimes you get lucky. Nah, not today. I'm not. On to the next one. The only thing that sucks about out here today is that it's rained for like the last few days. So most of this gravel is absorbed half the water that's out here. But the other half, you kind of got to hope that wherever vehicle that you're trying to find is not in the water. Like for instance, I think one of the S-Classes is way back over there, and over there on that side is full of water. But we're gonna see what we can do to get to it. All right, so we should have 2 lanes over. And there's that water I was talking about. I just had somebody ask me, what are you doing out here with just this ratchet? I said, well, I'm hoping on the kindness of others to let me put in a loan me a socket or something, or maybe a wrench while I'm out here working like they are, because I don't mind loaning out my tools as long as I can see them. All right. Okay, so this is right here. And it's in the water. Does it have what I'm looking for? Strange enough, it does. Let me see if it's even worth going in there for. So this is S500 or either 450. So let's see. Yeah, this one had the phone and a nice leather interior. So this is a design edition. And it's a 2000. So let's check it out and see what they got that I need. Like everything's been got already. But I'll walk around a little bit and see what else that I might need that I'm not thinking about. Get you back out here in a minute. Yeah, somebody already got to this one. So most of the stuff I need on this is gone. But let's see what she has inside. Water again. Okay, this one has the black interior. And whoever had it had dogs. So on that note, I'm gonna back away because I have allergies. So that was a no-go. All right. I think they should have 2 more out here. And once I'm done looking at those, I gotta go check the Tahoes and the Avalanches, which I know they don't have any Avalanches out here. But we'll see. I'll catch you back on when I get to that side of the pull apart. I guess while we're walking through, I'll tell you about this one time I was out here at pull apart. Almost every time I've always found tools. So that's another reason why I come out the majority of the time with no tools in hand. Because usually everything I'm gonna need, I'll find out here. And that sounds real strange, right? So let me show you. I just found a 10mm socket to go with my ratchet. So it does happen to where, like I said, you'll be blessed to find something out here or somebody that'll help you with a tool that you might need. But if all fails, some of the cars that you're not even looking at will have tools and stuff in them. So, a rule of thumb, if you come ill prepared, check out some of the German cars that come with their own tools in them. And sometimes you'll look up and find a little small tool set. And, oh, that looks like one of my old Volvos too. I've owned way too many cars that I almost recognize them out here at pull apart. Huh. Could be. T5. Yeah. Could it have been mine? Possibly. But I don't think this one was. All right, let's continue to walk and see what else we come across. FYI, I own 2 of these. I gave one to my daughter. I kept the other one, and they ended up using the one that I had to fix my daughter's car. Me thinking that the engine was bad, not taking my time and troubleshooting like I normally do. I just heard it knocking and just said, hey, that motor's bad. And in reality, the only thing that was bad on it was the turbo. So when you're doing diagnostics and stuff like that, make sure you don't have anybody rushing you, especially your family. That way you're not spending money on anything outside of the realm of what you had to actually replace. That's a nice red interior. It'll go good in mine. But sorry, I got sidetracked for a second. But yeah, just make sure when you're troubleshooting, this was years ago, don't let family get into your nerves to where you can't focus on what you need to do. Oh yeah, that's enough of that rant. Look, an old Sonata. Somebody loved it enough to actually put new headlights in it before it came to pull apart. Interior wasn't too bad per se, but just goes to show you, most of the cars that come out here are not thrashed completely. You might look up and find a car with good parts that may have been in a fender bender and the insurance totaled it out and called it a day. But sometimes you come across stuff that's just been thrashed that people just have sitting for years. But like I said, it's a gamble. Every time you come out. Well, somebody got the fuel pump out of that thing. In case you don't know, most German fuel pumps don't like sitting for months at a time, because if they do, they tend to lock up, especially with Mercedes, which cause a lot of issues down the road, especially S-classes. I had one that sat for 6 months this generation, and the fuel pump and the fuel line started spraying everywhere. And I'm not exaggerating. As soon as you tried to start the car, right back there where the fuel pump sits, all of that fuel and everything that was in there started spraying on the ground. So, German cars, hit or miss. Some of them you just love to hate, some of them you just love. We got an old Solara out here today. So this one looks pretty good, even if you don't want anything but the wheels on it. I think the wheels pull apart are, oh, they were painted. They're still there. Yeah, the wheels aren't that expensive. Wheels and tires, I think it's like, don't quote me on it, you can check on the site. It's like $250, $300, give or take. So, with that being said, it could be a deal if you got some that's got decent tires on it. The interior looks pretty decent. It's leather. So, seats are good, amazingly. Let's check the other one. I believe this one is a V6. Yep, 43. So this has to be 2004. So yeah, the seats look good in here. They're not too abused, you know. For 04, that looks immaculate. Then you got your back seat back there. That's been covered since forever. You got your visors. I hate it when people leave their information in here, because I don't like looking through it or putting it on YouTube or anything, because that looks bad. But the top looks amazing. I wonder if they left the key in the ignition. That would have been peeking the trunk. No key. Trunk release. And it's open. Let's see what we got. Nothing in the trunk. They took the spare tire's still there, but they took the tool set. And here I am. I got to really fix mine. That's probably going to be a project for the channel later on this year. once I get some things squared away. I have two GS300s that I'm gonna do an engine swap on. And that's gonna be a good one. Other than that, let's go look for that Tahoe. We are on the other side. This gravel out here is holding a lot of water. So you got one side that has Fords, of course. They try to separate everything so it's a little bit simpler for you when you're coming out. Majority of the time, if you go online and look, they have a map that tells where everything is out here. So you're not wandering around. But I've been here so much, I just pretty much know where everything is. So we hit a loss for the Mercedes. But I don't think we're gonna get anything over here either when it comes to the Avalanche. Keep in mind, if you do side steps on your Avalanche, you need to get the side steps off of a Suburban. Reason why? The Suburban and Avalanche are the same length. So the Tahoe stuff will not fit, especially aftermarket. So keep in mind, the vehicle you need to be looking at is a Suburban. Let's see if we can find a, well, there's the old school Avalanche back there. Let's go back there and see if it has anything that I can still use on mine. And so far, no. If the side set were decent, I could probably use those, but it's basically the same ones that I have that are on my truck now, except the plastic's gone. Let's see if the bed cover's back there. It is not. Oh, there's one. What number is it? Number 1. Oh, there's the bed cover back there. Let's see. Because 2 of mine are bad. Mainly because the handles, they tend to corrode, and these are great. That one's a little stiff. That one's good. If you're on the Avalanche, you understand that the struggle of these handles being good, because what happens if they sit outside, like mine tends to do, I don't put in the garage, all the handles tend to get corroded because they're aluminum, and that paint breaks down over time. Show you on this one. This one is real bad. It's not real bad, but I've seen some worse, because I have one that's on mine, and all of the other ones I owned previously, they get to the point to where they'll break off or they'll get stuck because you're trying to force it to open. I really haven't found a solution to stop all of that other than lubing it. But other than that, that's the only thing I can think of that actually save it. Let's see. I see another one, but it's stuck up under everything else. Let me put y'all down for a minute while I handle this business. Okay, going back to what I was saying. See how corroded it is? All of the paint is missing. So in order to move it, you actually had to put a lot of brute force behind it in order to move so it doesn't break. And this is number 2. So what I'm looking for is a number 3. It should move with ease. The whole thing is moving. Now watch this side. is already seized up. And that's the problem having one of mine now. It seized. But I've dealt with it so long, I know how to maneuver around it with that problem. That one didn't have air shocks. But let's see if we can find another one. And then we're gonna call it a day. Okay, I see a first generation over in the back corner. Let's see what's left on that. Cause all I need is a bed cover. The number 3. Let's see if we have any luck. Because strange enough, the bed covers will go generation to generation with no issue. That one is a number 1, which I don't need. The number 1 has the 4 handles. My generation just has 2. So it locks in the front and just locks in. Okay, we got a Yukon. Let's see what's over here with this thing behind door number 2. Wow, the dash still looks good. It's 09. That's rare. I must have kept this one inside. Might have broken the window. But yeah, the dash looks pretty good. This was the 2-piece dash. So there's nothing here for me. Let's move on to the next. And right now I don't see a next, which means we're probably gonna call it quits for the day and head back in. I'm gonna walk a little bit more to this side and see what I come across that might jump out at me, which right now I don't see anything. Not at all. Okay. Let's make the trek back to the other side of the yard and get out of here. There's that first generation again. G6 got a regular sunroof in it. They got a pretty good mixture of cars here between old and new, but definitely not too new. I think the newest one I seen here was probably maybe a 14, 15, but I haven't seen any, anything newer than that. Yeah, I looked at this one earlier. They stripped the bejeebies out of this Suburban. I guess all they wanted was just the heads. And if you know about the heads, you know which one to get if you're trying to build a good engine. I'll leave that right there. Oh, Escalade. 2nd gen. Yeah, so that one had the 6.0 high output. Really? Somebody cut the Cadillac emblems out of the headrest. Maybe they're gonna put it on the shirt, I don't know. Either way, I've never seen anything done like that. They even got the ones in the back too. Charlotte. backside of the fence line. Let's walk around that way, see if we can see the front of those cars we passed by earlier. Because I don't see any other Avalanche or Suburban or Tahoe or anything else that I could use anything off of. So, well, all right. I don't know about that one. May not be that bad. It's just a work truck. A Honda Civic with no headlights. Guess they want you to walk out and get the parts for it yourself. Not too bad. Do a final walkthrough to close out this video. Got a Sentra, and then you got a old Suburban. So back over here, Chrysler Aspen / Durango. Just missing a few things. I mean, to me, it wasn't a nice looking vehicle, so I was never interested in them. F-150 crew cab 01. Okay, then the newest one over here is probably this Mustang. It looks like a 20, maybe. Let's see. Nope, 15. And that probably happened when they dropped it off. Out of Texas, I knew it. Not a bad car. Until you get up here. I'd like to hit a pole or a tree. And it does have a V6 3.5. So $3,000 and something that's gonna be roughly, I want to say you're gonna spend about $2,000 in parts. So you got a good running Mustang, and hopefully if the motor's good, you'll spend about maybe $4,500. But the only thing about it is it will be a salvage title vehicle because it's already been salvaged out in one place. So that means when you register here, which I'm sure has not been registered here, excuse me. So with that being here, you got to pay an additional, depending on what county you're in. I think for us we pay $750 in order to have a vehicle inspected by the state and have an inspection sticker put into it. So if you want to do that, that's the route that you can go with it, but it has to be through the state where they have to inspect it and everything. And a lot of times they prefer to go to, I guess you can say, a shop. When they go through a shop, everything's set up, they set your appointment, bring the vehicle in, they'll check everything, make sure there's no check engine lights on or stuff to that effect in order to make sure it's roadworthy. And they also check the windshield for cracks. So keep that in mind if you're rebuilding a car that has a salvage title. With that being said, it's gonna close it up for today. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Leave and pull apart. And we out.